After 7 rounds of fixtures in the 2025-2026 European football season, the table is shaping up. We've seen new leaders of the table across Europe. Welcome to Torchlight News football show. We are here to preview some of the weekend matches, and I am your host, Chimelum Henry, and my co-host and a rival fan. I am Mr. Barry. Welcome, Barry. Welcome, sir. So before the international break, we saw how Arsenal were able to move to the summit of the Premier League football table after Liverpool started the season by winning their first five matches. Now, this weekend, we have some tough fixtures that we are going to be previewing in England. But before we come to the Premier League, let's start from La Liga. No, Xabi Alonso was appointed Real Madrid's manager, and surprisingly, he has been doing well since he came in as Real Madrid coach. In fact, they are top of the La Liga table. I don't think much fans expected him to be doing well with Real Madrid, knowing the fact that he just came to Real Madrid as a new manager. And this weekend, he will be playing with Getafe. I think Madrid happy with Getafe. So, what are you expecting from the match, having seen some of Real Madrid's matches this season?
Right, thank you. Let me start from them topping the table. The La Liga table is still much competitive because it's still open for anybody to be at the top of the table. But we are expecting much from them over the weekend for them to pick up the leads. And we are expecting, I'm expecting a leadership role from all the players, a dedicative play, and as well an encouragement from the coach because Barcelona and the rest are not sleeping. Other people are still in the competition. So for you to keep up with your targets, you have to keep the ball rolling so that you can meet up what you have ahead.
Okay, that is good to hear from you. No, Barcelona, they were the defending champions last season, but this season they have had a difficult start to the season because some of their performances and some of their results, haven't been something to write home about. And they will be playing this weekend with Girona. Girona had a very fantastic season last season when they even qualified for Champions League spot. But this season, they haven't started the season so well. What are you expecting from that fixture between Barcelona and Girona?
It's going to be a tough match because for the past few matches of which you don't have played, they have been so competitive when it comes to a bigger team. And Barcelona, like you said, they are lacking behind at the beginning of the season. Although the season is still fresh, but it's the right time. This is the right time to pick up your points, the right time to know where you are making your mistakes. So if the Barcelona players are sleeping, I believe Girona will take over from them. But still giving my predictions to Barcelona to pick up the leads and be more competitive as their table is still awaiting anybody to pick it up.
Okay, good enough. So let's come to the Premier League, now the most worst league across Europe and the globe in general. And your club, Chelsea, yeah, it's not a laughing matter. Your club, Chelsea, after their impressive performances during the FIFA Club World Cup, where they were the eventual winners of that tournament, there were a lot of expectation coming into the new season from Chelsea fans for their club. but Chelsea haven't had a good season up till this moment. And this weekend, they'll be battling it out with Nottingham Forest, who, prior to appointing their new coach, former Tottenham manager, Ange Postecoglou, they were around the 10th on the log when they sacked their former manager, Nuno Espirito Santo. But since the appointment of Ange Postecoglou, they have not been able to win a single match out of about 8 matches that they have played under their new boss. And coming this weekend, they will be hosting Chelsea at the City Ground. What are you expecting from Chelsea, your club, and Nottingham Forest, considering the fact that Chelsea squad is a little bit thin because of injuries to some of Chelsea key players, and Nottingham Forest have been having a bad form for the past few weeks. So, what are you expecting from the match on Saturday, early kickoff?
Okay. Let me start from where we are lacking behind. We start the season with the hope of topping the table. Now, so many Premier League teams or clubs are expecting much from Chelsea after a very wonderful.
Though I am not expecting much from Chelsea.
So many. I said
Chelsea
like,
fans.
let me learn. So many England clubs, even fans, are expecting much from Chelsea because nobody expected them to come up with the Club World Cup after having a very bad form last season. But although we pick up a little bit towards the end of the season. Now coming to this new Premier League season, we started on a very bad note. We have some injury players, some of the key players. But we are only having one outstanding striker, which is Joe Pedro. The one who was supposed to be assisting him, which is Delap, has gone for injury, and the guy is trying, though he has less goals compared to what we are expecting from him. But having said that, he will still do well. Then now our squad is coming up, and they are also going down. And for the past 2 to 4 matches, where we have a series of red card from a player from this and that, and the red card affects our games. Starting from the match we play against Manchester United, where we had a red card and we lost the game. But it was a lesson before we now use our red card also, and the Brighton taught us another lesson of which. And I expect them tomorrow is a Saturday and it's a early kickoff. For the past few seasons ago, early kickoff has been the kind of a draw or a lose to a big team in England. But starting this season, I've been seeing a big team coming to get their 3 points, or the smaller team coming to get the 3 points from the early kickoff. So Chelsea is not in a good form. Nottingham Forest is also in a good form, but to compare the forms, Chelsea should be in a very better position of winning that match away. And I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm giving it to the club for them to come up with a good
That's
result.
what I expect you to say now. So I don't expect any less from you now because you always want your club to win, which is a normal thing as a football fan.
Yeah, that's it.
But honestly, it doesn't always go like that in football because Nottingham Forest too, they really need to start winning matches under their new coach.
It's not for their fans to give them their
And
support.
the city ground is not an easy ground to visit.
It's not for their
But
fans to give them their support.
that being said, we'll talk about the table toppers, the new table toppers before the international break. Arsenal, Arsenal for the past 3 seasons have been runners up to either Liverpool or Man City. And this season, after the transfer window, personally, in my own opinion, Arsenal they have the best squad in England this season, and I believe that with the squad that they have, they are capable of winning this Premier League title for this 2025-2026 season, and they have shown how strong they are. Now they will be traveling to Craven Cottage to play Fulham. Fulham, on the other hand, is a strong club with a very good manager, and they don't make it easy for big clubs that visit their home. So, what are you expecting from that match? And what are you expecting from Arsenal, knowing the fact that now that they are on top of the Premier League table, that the expectation will be for them to maintain that lead, maybe at the end of the season now, to now become eventual champion. But also, Fulham is another stubborn club in England, especially when they are playing in front of their home fans. So, what are you expecting from the match?
Okay, before I come to the results, what my expectation from Arsenal, I want to congratulate them for topping the table before the international break. And for the past seasons of which they have been doing well, both in the transfer market and in the league also, coming at either a second position, a third, or a fourth. And it has been good for them, but it's not good for we the football fans. Yes, I'll be a Chelsea fan, but at times you feel bad for a club which is not doing well as well. Because when you see what they invest and the investment is not yielding anything positive for the viewers or their fans, even as an opponent, you still feel, are they really doing what you're expected to do? Because going to the market, you get what you deserve, get the quality players, and at the end of the season, you see you come back second or third is something somehow. Now let's come to the match they have tomorrow against Fulham. Fulham has been an outstanding club for the past few seasons. Once they see any big club, they bring out all their strength to make sure that they stop them going home with 3 points. And I believe with Ye Perez and the rest of Arsenal players, thank God Saka is back from his injury. We are expecting Arsenal to take the lead, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy because we still have Chukwueze in the squad. We have Mbasi, we have Iwobi, we have Wood, we have the rest of them, other players, which they are also good, talented and young players. They are also good. So the both side will play, but the 90 minutes will tell us who goes home with the 3 points.
That is a good analysis from your own point of view. No, for me personally, Arsenal has always been Arsenal. Whenever you give them the chance for them to go extra mile, they will always play that we are still the same Arsenal of old. That is the reason why so many football fans don't have belief in them. But I believe that this season, and having watched their closest title rivalries in Liverpool, the way Liverpool have been playing. If Liverpool maintain the way they have been playing this season, I believe Arsenal they have a better chance of winning this Premier League title. But being able to win this Premier League title means that there are some difficult matches that you have to go and win. And that match against Fulham is one of those difficult matches that if Arsenal really want to be Premier League champions, they must find a way and get a maximum points so that they will maintain their lead in the Premier League table. Right. That is it. Now another club, even from last season, the issue started from last season before it was when Rodri had an injury, other things followed. But this season, with Gadola, I'm talking about Man City, with Gadola trying to rebuild the squad. Kevin De Bruyne has left the club. Jack Grealish left from going to Everton, and they got some new players. And now when you buy new players, the more they have to adapt to the system of play, the country, and the environment itself. But after their first match against Wolves, they were impressive. But after that, it was ups and downs for them. But in some matches now, since they got Donnarumma, I think they have been improving. And their future against Everton this weekend, they will be playing at the Etihad Stadium against Everton, whom on the other hand is doing well since their former coach, David Moyes, returned to the club. They have been a very good team when you watch them play. And Jack Grealish, who is on loan there, is not going to play against his parent club. And he personally has been one of the brightest stars for Everton this season because when you watch him play now, he's enjoying his football. So, what are you expecting from the both teams come this weekend?
Okay, starting from Manchester City. No, from last season there was a little bit slack in the team after when some we have injury players and selling out some of their players, going on loans, and a team that was doing well and have all the desire. And now most of those players have gone out. There will always be a kind of a little bit setback, and it's very hard to rebuild, but it's also easy to rebuild because getting used to a new players, a new teammates, is not something of a day or 2 days. The only luck they have is that I will use that word. The only luck they have is that they have an amazing and a world class coach that knows how to make use of players despite the duration you spend with him. But coming to tomorrow's match, if you watch the previous, let me say, last 3 to 4 matches that Everton played, they were doing very well. Like their form was okay. Now, if you come to the Man City squad, that goal contribution that was coming out from the midfield is no longer coming like
It's
before.
not, but they still have the
Now,
progress of Erling Haaland,
yes,
who
I
has
know.
been on a
Now,
very
coming
fantastic
to the
form.
midfield, talking about the midfield, when De Bruyne and Gundogan was there, we are doing a wonderful job setting the pass for feeding Erling Haaland. One thing with Haaland is if you can feed him the ball, he is ready to deliver. And the boys playing now, no, they're doing well. They'll get used to it, but they're not feeding him the ball just like he wants. But I'm expecting them to do well tomorrow. Their finish is not going to display tomorrow, but with him in Everton's squad, at least he will give them some tips and a few ways of how to win that match. And I don't think it's going to be an easy match. I'm giving it partly to Man City,
Yeah,
but
don't
it
worry,
might end up a draw.
we'll come down to prediction later. That one will come later.
Okay.
So, the biggest match, arguably, in Europe this weekend is between Liverpool and Manchester United.
Super Sunday.
Two teams who are on different paths when it comes to English football. Liverpool, they had a new manager last season in an slot that came from the Dutch league and won the Premier League title even without major additions. Now this season, they have been able to recruit new players after some players left. But some of the players they have brought in are still not ready to. They are still not. They have still not settled. Example of those players is Florian Wirtz, whom they bought from Bayer Leverkusen in a British record transfer fee. Then Alexander Isak came from Newcastle, another British transfer record, but they haven't been able to showcase their form. And there are a lot of players in Liverpool that are out of form, especially Mo Salah, who last season was the major player that carried the weight of Liverpool when it comes to goal scoring. Yes. Then in defense line, they have been having issues. They are new signing Milos Kakis, whom they bought from Bournemouth, hasn't been able to showcase why they brought him from Bournemouth. Maybe the pressure of playing for Liverpool is still weighing him down for now. Then at the right side of defense, after losing Trent Alexander-Arnold, they brought Jeremy Frimpong, but he hasn't been fit enough this season to play a lot of matches to the extent that Dominic Szoboszlai, who is naturally a midfielder, has been playing as a makeshift right back for Liverpool. And we've seen some of their matches. According to their legend, Jimmy Carragher, he said that when we watch Liverpool, Liverpool is not playing football matches, that they are playing basketball matches. And that their football, when you watch them, their game is end to end. Score me, I score you. And him, as a Liverpool fan, is not enjoying watching Liverpool play football like that. Now, come to the other side of Red, Manchester United. Since the retirement of Sir Alex Ferguson, they are still finding a way for them to come back to their normal Man United that many football fans grew up knowing. But it seems that they are still far away from being that old Man United that people used to know. And the coach Ruben Amorim, since he came to the club, he has not been able to win a back-to-back Premier League matches. Even the start of the season hasn't been that good, but the co-owner of the club, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, now has given him a backing. But football is a result business. When the result keep on getting bad at a point, your employers will lose faith in you. But for now, they are still backing him, hoping that it's going to turn the season around and the result will start coming back as soon as possible. Now, this fixture favors Liverpool more than Man United because the last time Man United won Liverpool at Anfield was 2016. I think the coach then was Luis Van Gaal. But since then, it has always been either they managed to get a new no draw, a 1-1 draw, or they will get a bashing from Liverpool. Even recently now, they were passed by Liverpool 7-0. But looking at the form of the both teams, Liverpool and Man United, though you could easily say that Liverpool is in a better place than Man United, rightly so, and they are one of the favorites to win the Premier League title this season. So this match, what are you expecting from this match? This match.
It's not going to be that easy for the both sides. Talking about Liverpool, for the past two Premier League matches, they lost on the 9 minutes after losing the extra 90 minutes lost to Crystal Palace. Everybody was thinking that game was a draw, only to see the late goal coming in. Likewise, the match against Chelsea, the last match before the international break, at the 9 minutes also when everybody also feel or think the goal was a draw. And the late goal from this was Kasai, sorry, let's go from Esteban Williams, who gave us a lead for us to go into 3 points. But now, let's talk about the squad. They have it all. Like I always say, they have it all. But 75% of the squad now are new players, of which they haven't got used to themselves. So for Manchester United, they have not been in that good form starting from the end of last season. Even last season, not even the end of last season, they have not been in good form. But we are expecting the both side to play well. It will be an easy game for this side. But I still believe Manchester United can still come up to either draw the match or come up with something else. But Liverpool also, the players have, and we always know that after the international break, we always expect a different result because we expect players to go for the international break and some who have been resting, training on themselves to improve and do well. So we're expecting a different result because the both side can pick up from at any time.
Well, that's it now. But me personally, as a Man United fan, I've seen Man U matches this season. Some of the results haven't been good enough for a club like Man United because when you watch Man United now, they now play like a mid-table football club, and to be honest, that is the reality of Man United. Now we are not the old Man United that we used to know, and Liverpool in recent years, has been on that upward trajectory. But prior to the international break, they had what I call a mini crisis. Since their new coach came in an slot, they have never lost back-to-back matches. But before the international break, they lost three matches in a row, and I don't think they will allow themselves to lose four matches in a row, knowing the fact that they will be playing in front of their home fans. Then on the other hand, Man United, since Ruben Amorim came in, they have not been able to win a back-to-back Premier League matches for a club in the size of Man United. But before the international break, they had a very good performance against Sunderland. Sunderland, a surprise package that came from relegation, and they were just getting the result. So coming to this match with Liverpool, I believe that it is a match that the two teams really need to prove their worth. Liverpool is like a wounded lion, knowing that winning Man U now can boost their morale. Then Man U on the other hand, maybe their season can change by winning Liverpool. That will now boost the confidence of the players, and the football world will now start maybe hoping that something will come out of this Man United squad under Ruben Amorim, because a lot has been said about his 3-4-3 system, if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. But we've seen a different club in England that is playing the same system and it is working. But in Man United, since this coach came in, it hasn't worked, especially when it comes to results. So I believe it's not going to be an easy match for the two teams, because it has never been an easy match for the two teams. But Liverpool, they will have an extra advantage, knowing the fact that they are playing in front of their home fans. But on Sunday, we will see what the outcome of the match will bring. Now, I want us to talk briefly about Tottenham. After their former coach Ange Postecoglou was sacked after winning the Europa League for them, their first trophy in over 15 years. They brought Thomas Frank from Brentford, whom I think is one of the best managers in England today, and he has had a good start. But they have been playing well. A few matches where they didn't get the result that they wanted, and they will be playing against Aston Villa, who on the other hand, they have a very good coach in Emery, but this season they haven't started or even scoring goals. Have been a problem for them. So, what are you expecting from this fixture? Tottenham will be hosting Aston Villa at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Just briefly, what are you expecting? And how impressed are you with Tottenham under their new manager, Thomas Frank?
So sincerely speaking, Tottenham has picked a new form compared to their style of play last season. Battling with regulation with Manchester City United, have won the qualifying from bottom of the table to the Champions League. And ever since they qualified from the Champions League, changing of the coach, introduction of the new players and the rest of them, I believe they have been doing well, but they haven't done well. Why I say they haven't done well is the season is still far and it's still open. They still have to do more for them to keep the form going and achieve more trophies in their cabinet, because the new players they signed, Simeon and the rest of them, those boys they are hungry to score goals compared to what they were doing last season. And coming to Aston Villa, Aston Villa was a very big team last season, disturbing the bigger clubs. In fact, not only bigger clubs, they were scoring more of goals. That's happened from the beginning of the season. And they were standing in almost all their matches. They were doing well. But ever since this thing started, I don't know why they haven't gone, they don't meet up their standard unlike last season. But like I said before, so many players have just returned from the international break, while others were having some training with the clubs or even themselves. So we're expecting them to come with a new spirit, a new team spirit. To me, tomorrow's match is not going to be that easy because the both side has to do well. Aston Villa has a very long way to go. Likewise, Tottenham. So I'm expecting the both side to play unexpected match tomorrow with a different form from the both side.
Okay, I think that will be some of the matches that we'll be previewing this weekend. But before we call it this, I want to run down some of the fixtures across the Premier League this weekend. Starting from the long-time kickoff, Chelsea will be traveling to City Ground to play Nottingham Forest. Man City, Everton, we have Liverpool versus Man United, Fulham versus Arsenal. Then Brighton will host Newcastle. We have Sunderland will be playing Wolves, who have been struggling this season. Then Crystal Palace will be hosting Bournemouth, and Monday Night Football we're going to be watching West Ham play Brentford. So I want to put you on the spot. If I mention any fixture, I want you to predict the possible result. And I will start with your club, Chelsea. Nottingham Forest against Chelsea.
Nottingham Forest against Chelsea, giving Chelsea the lead to go on with the 3 points to 1. With a 3-1
Okay,
Forest score.
3-1. Burnley and Leeds United.
Burnley Leeds United. It's going to be a tough match, but I'm expecting a home win from Bournemouth, either a 1-0 or a 2-1.
Liverpool against Man United.
Liverpool against Man United. It's a tough match. Uh, Even Liverpool will not draw.
Okay, but I will go contrary to your placing. I think Man United they will win this fixture. I believe so. So 2 goes to 1. That's my prediction. In favor of Man United.
90 minutes with
Man City, Everton.
Manchester Everton. Still going for Manchester will not draw.
You need to call the scoreline, not Man City
Okay.
will not draw. Scoreline.
Okay, let me give you a scoreline. Either a 2-1 correct score or a 1-1 correct score.
Okay. Fulham, Arsenal.
Fulham Arsenal. Tough match to say. Arsenal to win with the 2-0.
Sunderland and Wolves.
Sunderland Wolves. Wolves have been battling with their form this season, and Sunderland is looking up with a very strong strength. But I believe Wolves might pick up tomorrow, giving it a 1-1 draw.
Okay. Girona, Barcelona.
Barca is leading tomorrow with a 3-0 correct score.
Getafe and Real Madrid.
Strong match. Although ever since Massimiliano will get Getafe, they have been backing behind again, but tomorrow expecting Real Madrid to win with a 3-1. We're expecting a hat trick from Kylian Mbappe. So it's a 3-1 or 4-1 correct.
Okay. Viewers, this is the end of the show. Visit our social media handles, like our page, comment, and follow us. We are on Facebook as Torchlight News. We are on X as at Torchlight News _. Our Instagram page is Torchlight News NG, and we are on YouTube as at Torchlight News NG. Thank you.